Good afternoon. Welcome to the CDKL5 Deficiency Disorder Patient-Focused Drug Development Meeting, or PFDD as we like to call it. My name is Karen Utley, and I am the president and co-founder of the International Foundation for CDKL5 Research. And more importantly, I am mom to Samantha, my 13-year-old daughter diagnosed with CDD. Just over a year ago, the Lulu Foundation and IFCR began discussions of hosting a PFDD meeting. With the emergence of early-stage pipeline treatments for CDD, we felt this was a critical point for our community. We need research to be done with the patient in mind, informed by patients and their families' experiences and preferences. We put together a team from both of our organizations, and we educated ourselves on what was involved and developed a letter of intent to host the meeting. Once we received the green light from the Food and Drug Administration, it was only the beginning. Many hours were spent planning and developing meeting content. Today, we are so excited to all come together in such a powerful and meaningful way. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for our community. This meeting will allow us to tell our story. We will be able to help FDA officials and leaders in industry gain a glimpse into the lives of those affected by CDD. Today, you are going to hear from two panels comprised of parents and caregivers, and these individuals will speak for their loved ones that cannot speak for themselves. Then our families in the audience will have a chance to share their experiences as well. I would like to take a moment and thank all of the FDA officials that have taken the time to join us in person and via the webcast. We realize that you are all very busy, and we want you to know that we appreciate you taking the time to learn about CDD. In addition, I want to thank Ovid Therapeutics, Marinus Pharmaceuticals, and Zogenix for their sponsorships to assist with travel expenses to enable family members to participate in this historical day for our community. Most importantly, I want to thank all of the families that have traveled to be here today. It's a challenge in our community, as well as all of the families that have joined via the webcast. Your participation is what will make this event impactful. Today will not be easy for us. However, I want to encourage each of you to participate fully through the opportunities to speak, as well as by answering the polling questions. I would like to take a moment and explain why I'm saying it will not be easy. As mom to a 13-year-old girl diagnosed with CDD, one of the hardest things for me to do is talk about the burden of the illness. You see, each of us parents love and adore our child, and we do not see them as a burden. I know firsthand how hard it can be to face the reality of your situation. Many of us choose to pursue a positive path and focus on the joy and inspiration that we get from our loved one. This meeting is organized in a way that the panelists will give their statements, and then questions will be asked for audience participation. These will be tough questions about the worst parts of living with CDD. Today, it is of utmost importance for us to share the challenges, grief, and pain that this disorder causes our families. I encourage each of you to be honest, open, and vulnerable. The only way that we can express the true impact of CDD to the FDA and drug developers is to communicate the raw and ugly side of CDD. This will not only be hard for us to do, but it will also be hard for many of you to hear. I ask you to please give us your undivided attention and to have compassion for how difficult this is for our families. When your child is diagnosed with a disorder such as CDD, your world changes. I have described our diagnosis moment as me feeling like I was drowning, literally in a body of water with waves crashing over my head and taking my breath away. In the beginning, all I wanted to do was stop the seizures and help Samantha. However, as she grew, it became crystal clear that this disorder is not simply an epilepsy. Accepting the reality of the situation and understanding that short of a treatment and a cure, your child will not develop into an independent adult is a crushing blow. All of us not only deal with the fear of losing our child, we have another fear that I think is almost greater, and that is the fear of our children outliving us. No parent should have to face these types of fears. We are in desperate need of disease-modifying treatments, and the approval of this type of treatment will require well-chosen measures to capture treatment benefits in clinical trials. This is a daunting reality, and we must remedy this quickly. We need the FDA and decisive bodies of government to understand fully that small improvements in our population can make a large impact on the quality of life. Perhaps a treatment could target hand use and assist with self-feeding or give the ability to touch an area to indicate the source of pain. A change in communication abilities could allow a child to inform a parent that a seizure is coming. Improvement in bowel motility could allow parents to stop obsessing with the amount and quality of stool. A decrease in apraxia could allow for more control of the body that they are trapped in. Please, I ask you to never underestimate the value of small changes. Today, you are going to hear many sides to the community story. There will be commonalities, and yet there will also be uniqueness in each family story. One of the purposes of this day is to make it very clear that seizures are not the only challenge our kids face. Stopping seizures will not be a cure. This disorder impacts our kids greatly and globally. You will hear this sentiment repeated throughout the day. Please understand that although CDD is certainly neurological in its origin, the impact creates symptoms in many body systems. Today is the beginning of what we hope will be great change in our community, because all of you will have a meaningful understanding of the need for urgency, as well as the broad daily impact on the patient and the family. So with that being said, I would like to introduce our next speaker that will be making the opening remarks for the meeting, Dr. Michelle Campbell. She is the Senior Clinical Analyst for Stakeholder Engagement and Clinical Outcomes for the Division of Neurology Products. That means she takes a look at what's important to us, what's going to matter. She's the person that needs to hear our message. Sorry. Okay, I lost my place, I'm going to be honest, so I'm going to turn it over to her.
Well, thank you, and good afternoon. My name is Michelle Campbell, and I lead stakeholder engagement and clinical outcomes in the Division of Neurology Products and the Center for Drug Evaluation and Research. I'm happy to see so many patients, caregivers, and advocates in the audience today, and I know there's a whole amount of people as well online. Thank you for being a part of this meeting and sharing your experiences with us. I would also like to thank the International Foundation for CDKL5 research and the Lulu Foundation, and all of the staff that was involved in planning this meeting. I know we also have some representation today from industry, academia, and other medical product development stakeholders in the room and as well as online. While FDA plays a critical role in the medical product development, we are just one part of the process, and I'm glad to see a high level of interest from those of you who also play an important role. Additionally, we have colleagues from various offices and centers from the FDA attending in person and on the web. And for us in person, we may be somewhere in that back row vicinity. We've joined you today to hear your message. We share the patient's community and commitment to facilitate the development of safe and effective medical products for CDD. Know when we say medical product development, we mean it in the broadest sense of identifying, developing, and evaluating potential therapies or devices that can help patients manage their condition. We are here to learn from you and your experiences with CDD. FDA protects and promotes the public health by evaluating the safety, effectiveness, and quality of new products, but we do not develop medical products or conduct clinical trials. It is, however, FDA's responsibility to ensure that the benefits outweigh the risks. Therefore, having this kind of dialogue is extremely valuable for us because hearing from patients and what you care about helps us figuring out the best way to facilitate medical product development and understand how patients view the benefits and risks of therapies and devices with CDD. We look forward to incorporating what we learned today into the agency's thinking and understanding of how patients and their caregivers view benefits and risks of therapies and devices for CDD. We thank you for your participation. We are grateful for each one of you for being here and sharing your personal stories, experiences, and perspectives. Thank you.